There we are. Good morning, you guys. Good morning.
We are live. I can't see the chat, so I don't
But
know.
we can see that beautiful morning behind you. Isn't it
Isn't it
beautiful?
gorgeous?
It is.
There's Kent.
Oh, see you guys. That's the beautiful what I was talking about.
Hey, sorry about the magpie, but there's a cat up there and must have a nest because magpie's going after the cat.
Kevin called them cat birds. They'd attack cats.
Oh yeah, they come right up on the porch and eat the cat's food with the cat sitting there. They're pretty brazen.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad we've got Camille and we've got Anamora, Monique, and Will, and Hetty. Good morning, Hetty.
Hi guys.
So no, I don't. Birds singing is just wonderful, even if they are fussing. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Chil-
it's really nice out here today. The wind's been blowing for the past couple of days, and well, the fire danger in Utah is horrible.
Oh, I see. I haven't know. I didn't know they were having problems.
And we have what they call secondary water for our yards and gardens and that, and we can't use it. The only thing you can use it on is your garden. No more watering lawns or anything because there just isn't any water.
Oh, good morning,
So
Terry. And Denise is on in the chat this morning. She said, "Hey, my Sandy, I love you, my beautiful friend."
I love you too, sweetie.
So, I'll update you guys. Traci has her surgery next Monday. That will be the first of two. The first one is to take the leads out, the spinal stimulator lead, to take it out. That's the one that she's most concerned about and worried about. But, prayer, pray you guys for her nerves because she's very, anxious about it. And then the next week later, she has a new one put in. She has a new equipment to put in. And so I'm praying that will help with this overwhelming pain that she's been having. So,
Well, I got the results of my sleep study, and they said that I stopped breathing about 46 times an hour, and that my O2 concentration dips down to 76, I think. So they're going to put me on a CPAP machine. That should be interesting.
yeah, um, Kevin, his mask messed up, so his is in the in the living room. Needs to be cleaned up. He needs another mask. But I told him if he continues to lose
Oh,
weight, he probably
well,
won't.
you can read it if
He
anybody
won't
says
even
anything.
need it because some people it has to do with weight, but in yours, Sandy, it's just the part of COPD and such as that you need yours. Um,
Yeah, the guy said that I'm going to feel so much better when I start using it. So
in the mornings, yeah,
I hope so.
you will. Um, so I finally went to the doctor, and I was so tired of each week having to go to the doctor's office, but they finally figured out that I had told Sandy, but my blood pressure bottoms out, and that's what's been happening with me, and it's not hypoglycemic, it is my blood pressure. And he told me to eat salt, and I know that He told me eat salt, but he pointed at Keith and said, but not you. And I bought the salt substitute because MawMaw and Kevin have high blood pressure and stuff like that. So, I've been using that for all these years. And he told me I need to get regular salt and eat plenty of salty potato chips. No. Kevin said she threw those out. I said, look, I'll drink pickle juice or eat salt out of my hand. He said, there you go. So,
Yeah.
oh, you ain't never liked salt that way. Every now and then I'd get a taste for it and I'd pour it in the palm of my hand and just eat the salt.
I don't salt hardly anything. And I use, if I want something to get spiced up, I put jalapenos on it.
I've just always been a salt eater, and I guess
No.
the times that I would crave it and want it, and would probably be when my body needed it. So I have me some red radishes, and I'm doing it the way mom used to do it. I cut the top and bottom off, wash them real good, press them in the salt, and eat away.
Yeah.
Eat away. So that's so weird that all these years, whatever it is, I've been lacking. I don't really know. The medication.
Well, are you doing better?
Yeah, on the medication
and the salt, eating salt.
Yeah, I feel a little bit. I'm not as bad right now about wanting to pass out. I didn't like the side effects that I read, and I called the pharmacist. I said, "Look, oh, and I'm supposed to wear old lady hose, the compression stockings."
Yeah,
because they said when I get up and I start moving around, that when blood goes, when it travels down and it's supposed to travel back up at a certain rate, that when it goes down, it's telling my brain I've done lost that blood, and my brain tells my heart to beat faster, and then that's what caused me to that'll cause me to pass out. So I got to get the stockings. I asked them, did they have them in fishnet? No, don't make them in fishnet. She said, if you got them in fishnet, you'd have all these little fat pockets hanging all out. I said, well, dang.
I did see some the other day, though, that were colorful. They just weren't the beige or the white.
And they have to be like a certain, they put the like MMHG. I don't know what that means, but they have to be those kind of stockings. So that will help with the blood. There's 5-Speed. Good morning, 5-Speed. Good morning.
Hey, 5-Speed.
He's feeling froggy today. He sent me a bunch of little frog things, so he's feeling
froggy
this morning. So even though my legs aren't swelling from the salt or that new medicine, I still need the compression sock, so it will help with the making that blood flow right. Look, I'm opposite you guys. You guys all know I ain't right. So he come in, the heart doctor said, well, it's kind of a brain thing.
Said, well, we knew that.
That's what
you didn't have to go to the doctor for that.
That's what
we could have told you.
That's what Kevin said. He said, well, I knew that. And I said, go ahead. I said, that's what a neurologist told me. I'm missing a switch. So, and he kind of looked at me. I said, yes, if I was not medicated, I would get up, run, be doing everything in my sleep because I don't have the switch that tells me it's nighttime. So anyway.
Well, you see all the rocks I got at my house. Half of them fell out.
I know, lost your rock. That's me. So if there's ever something that's this way, mine's going to be this way. So that's no, but Sandy, my grandson, when he was about 7 or 8, we were all in the kitchen And I was talking about this because I've been dealing with this for years. It ain't just something just happened. I come home one day and we're eating, and I said, "You guys, I was signing the sign-in sheet at work, and my right foot was feeling like it was doing this. And I looked down, and my foot's not moving, but it is feeling like it's moving." My grandson, just as big, he said, "Well, Nanny, I will tell you what it is." I said, "Well, Joey, go ahead." He said, "Nanny, it's your brain." He said, "It's your brain telling you that your foot's moving. Your foot's not moving, but your brain's telling it." And I'm like, "Well, Joey, I believe you." So after all these years, because he's 16 now,
Yeah.
after almost 10 years, the boy was right.
Yeah.
And in high school, he got the best in chemistry. So my grandson might end up. He said, "Nanny, I'm going to be a doctor and find a cure for you
There you go.
and fix up the house because I'll be making a lot of money." I said, "Oh, there you go." I'm gonna
Come
remind
on
that.
now.
I'm gonna remind that boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a brain thing, and you know, the brain is something that people can try to figure out. They can map it. They can think they know it, but I think it's as vast as the universe.
Yeah.
It's the one thing God made that is just unknown. You know, you can't help. I don't know how people don't believe. I mean, if you ever look how our bodies are made, it's so amazing, so amazing. Um, that's why I'm weird. I like skeletons. My sister thinks they're demonic. They're not demonic.
She's got one of her own.
I said, Irene, to me, skeletons are a work of art. They're beautiful. They're It's amazing how we're put together.
They're God's creation.
Yes. I mean, just sometimes I think they're pretty up against a black backdrop and kind of charcoal pencils and
With roses around them and that, you know. Yeah.
yeah, it does. It does, Monique. It depends on what you use them for. Um, but you guys, it's a beautiful morning. Even here, the sun's shining, and we've had a lot of rain. It's beautiful where Sandy's at, and Denise, her yard is so beautiful. Her porch, her birds are singing, and they were singing when I walked out and let Kevin out and prayed with them this morning. But much prayers for him. It's getting that time of the year here where it's supposed to get in the 90s today, and that really takes a toll on people working outside. When you get muggy and 90-degree temperatures, the humidity
Yeah.
is hard. Um, and he's so ready wanting to retire. And I just tell him, before you retire, you got to have that neck fixed. You got to, whatever's wrong, get it fixed before you retire. Because you got to have that insurance that pays good. It's like a car. Before you trade that car in, you got to fix it up. Oh, that sound bad too. It sound like I'm like even in.
Like you're going to get rid of them and get, 220s or something.
That's what somebody said when I turned 50. I said, "Yeah, my husband said he's going to trade me into for 225s." I said, "Good, and I hope they have a bunch of babies." Bunch of babies. Oh, I said, "If you ever were to trade me in, I hope she's young and just already has a bunch of kids." Oh, good. We ain't gonna trade nobody in. We used to say, "Well, if you leave," I got to where I'd tell them when we joke about it. I said, "Well, you can take the kids, but I'm keeping your mama. No, I'm keeping mama. Well, no. Well, I guess we'll just have to stay together. I said, well, I guess so. Oh, goodness. But no. Let me see. Casey just turned 32. Tiffany just turned 36. So he and I have been together 35 years. So we ain't going nowhere. And you know, when you already know everything and you can finish sentences, you don't want to start over again. And I wouldn't. Sandy already knows. I'd be done up there with her and Kent. Kent would be bringing me coffee and sugar-free peanut butter cookies, and he'd be singing to me.
That's right. That's right.
We'd be sitting under the tree. We'd be on the lanai, as they called it today, just chilling.
Yep, we would.
Me and Sandy would just be sitting there, and he'd be feeding us grapes. We'd just be like,
Yeah, I'd get a big ostrich plume so I could fan you while I was feeding you grapes.
I know. You guys, I just heard he prayed real hard for Kevin. He said, you better not go nowhere. All right. I'll update you guys on Tiffany. So she was 3 months in jail. Then 28 days in the first place she was at, kind of the first part of rehab, and now she's in her 9-month program, and she loves it. She loves it. They have 30 minutes of silence in the morning, and yes, Sandy, I could do that if I had to.
I don't believe you.
But she enjoys that. It helps them get there. If it's raining, she sits outside and on the porch and hears the rain on the tin roof, and it comforts her. So then they don't have a lot of free time. They have classes. They even have to do book reports. And they have a kind of a strict dress policy, but it's not. It's blue jeans and it's t-shirts, not showing skin and such as that. It's just modesty, which, nothing's wrong with that. And so usually Tiffany don't like a lot of rules, but she really is enjoying this. And it is what she needed. It's the women have been very good to her. They surprised her on the 31st on her birthday with a birthday cake, and they sung happy birthday to her, and it just overwhelmed her that they did that for her. She said one of the women she likes best of all, she said, Mom, she sounds just like you. And when she talks about how good God is to her and been for her, she reminds me of you. She lights up from the inside out, Mom. And guess what? She's redheaded. So Tiffany is really taken with the people around them. And they're all volunteers. None of these people get paid. The place that Tiffany's at is a nonprofit organization. And I'm glad that's where she went. The first place wasn't good. The first place wasn't a good place. But I think it was meant to show her that she wasn't over being on the streets, because the church across the street was closed due to COVID. Then they just let 4 of the girls just walk on up to the gas station. It's a bad neighborhood, and somebody came by wanting to give them a ride, and she came back. She said, Mom, I'm not strong. She said, Mom, if I don't get out of here, she said, I won't make it. Mom, I said, well, nothing's wrong with telling your weakness. I said, it takes more strength to admit your weakness. Good morning, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's on Facebook. But I said, yeah, baby. I said, so don't ever forget this. It takes more strength to admit your weakness. So she said, please call the other place. And I did, Genesis. It's called Genesis. So I called them and they had one bed left. He said, we always try to keep one for emergencies. And I said, but I believe she's an emergency. He said, yes, ma'am, she is. And that's her bed. And we'll go get her. So it was like a 30-minute, I looked to see. It was a 30-minute ride from where she was. So they went and got her. And
Well, that's good.
yes, she, for 3 months, she can't have phone calls. And I knew that was going to be the hardest part for me and her.
Yeah.
So we write a lot of letters. And she writes them. She does them stop and start because she has to write when she gets time. And so I sent her some more stamps and some paper and stuff like that, some supplies. And with this bunch of stuff that I'm sending her, Mom paid for that. And Mom's sending, and they don't, this was something else I like. They don't let the girls, they set them up a bank account. And even though she don't have her driver's license, you know, you lose stuff out there. You don't have nothing sometimes but the clothes on your back when you're on the streets. So she didn't have a driver's license or nothing like that, but the bank knows the place. So she's got her bank account. They only let them have $20 or $25 a week cash on hand. And, you know, my mom didn't understand that. I said, no, that's good. So God's good because Mom took care of the next few weeks on that. So I don't have to worry about that. And I got her one t-shirt, Sandy. It's a big, I had to get men's t-shirts because she's tall.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a big old cup of ramen noodles. And Casey said, Mom, don't get that shirt. I said, why? She's going to love this, Mom. No, it's going to bother her. I said, why? Because she ate them in jail? Tiffany's been eating them things as long as I can remember. So she did write me. She said, oh my God, Mom, I love the ramen noodle shirt. I said, I knew you would. I didn't tell her Casey said don't send it, but I knew you would. Then
Well, honey, I hate to do this to you, but I think I'm going to have to go.
Go, and I love you, and I'm
I
glad
love you too.
Your beautiful face and Kent's beautiful face. I love them. Love you, Kent.
Love you too.
All right, sweetie.
Love you, Sandy.
I love you too.
Right,
bye.
You got to say it. From?
What?
Where are you
What?
from?
From Fran.
Farron, Utah.
Over.
So there.
Or what I tell my sisters, my little piece of heaven on earth.
Yes. Yes. Now.
And I live right next to that piece of heaven.
Now, cooties to you.
Thanks. You just got them all over me. Love you.
Love you too. Okay. You guys, I did try to cover up some of my mess in the back. Oh, Diana Brianna. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, love. Oh, you guys, I told Monique and them this morning, I said, I'm so sleepy now. Once I got up and the closer it got to starting, the sleepier. Oh, okay, good. Did I send you the link? Let me see. Nope, hold on. There you go, Diana. All right, go ahead. But so yes, Tiffany, I believe there's no negativity. Love you too. Elizabeth, I missed Pops. You guys, I missed my adopted Pops 88th birthday party. I'm just still not driving until I know what this medicine, the new medicine, is going to do. So I missed his birthday party. I call them my adopted. I adopted them. Um, and ever since I was about 16, which was a hot minute ago, they've been my adopted mom and dad. And this Elizabeth is my goddaughter. Me and her mom was very close, and she made me godmother to all three of her two girls and their son. So, but I think they all call me Aunt Darlene. Every one of the kids. Well, her kids call me mom, and then um, one of my friend's brothers, his daughter calls me Aunt Darlene. So, you guys, I'm mom and aunt to many out there, and I take it all. I love it all. But yes, there's no negativity at all in Tiffany's letters. Even things that are hard, she says, but mom, I can push through. They fast on Thursdays, uh, but now until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they fast. So she said she didn't think she was going to be able to do that, but she said it wasn't hard at all. And I always knew that, and I've said this before, and you guys have heard me say it, was that it wasn't going to be me, or it wasn't going to be April, Tiffany's friend April, that tried to help her before. God didn't mean for it to be us. It had to be somebody else, and it couldn't be in this area. So she's like 3.5 hours away from here. And, I really, yeah, she's really, a lot of stuff, Monique, is coming to her. And she gets baptized, you guys, July 4th, which is just around the corner. Yeah, and somebody asked me, what is she, I think it was Dwayne said, well, what religion was she? I said, no, she's always been Christian. I said, and she was baptized as a child, but she really wanted to rededication. And then there were some other vows that, they write out and vow. Um, some people call them, I think, purity vows, and vows as in VOWS. And, she wrote hers out and sent it to me and told me to keep it for her. So I knew she needed mind, body, and soul. I knew all of those things had to come together. And yes, Monique, very much. And now she's not hidden away in bars. She could walk out. Bars aren't keeping her in nowhere. She could walk out anytime she wants. It's not that kind of facility. So, a place is only as good as what you make it. And that's what she even says. Mom, I am the one that has to do this. And she's right, because we told her I can't do it for her, and her dad couldn't. So I do pray that she stays the whole 9 months. And they work with the court system here. And that's a good thing, too. The guy told me that they let the courts know of her progress. And, when God decides it's the right time, I know that she's going to see the kids. And I know she'll see Joey before my grandson. But I just have to keep faith that I'm going to get to see my granddaughter too. And that's another thing that Tiffany has a lot of guilt about. Is she said, as much as she misses them, that she feels she took them away from me. And, you know, um, yep, God will, He'll restore. He will restore in things that, that we give away. Sometimes we walk away. Every time we've ever in my life walked away from Christ, he didn't leave me, but I kind of got into things that I shouldn't have done and wasn't pleasing to him and wasn't godly. You do tend to lose something of yourself, but God renews, and he um you come back to him, and he never stops loving us. Never. And I had that discussion with the young lady, and she asked me, "Well, do you think God still loves me?" And I told her, I said, "Baby," and I gave her the verse where Jesus knocks on the door, and I sent her that, and I said, "Baby, it doesn't say that he knocks on the door. If you open the door, I will eat with you. It doesn't say that he leaves." I said, "Baby, he don't go back out that door and shut the door on you." I said, "We may walk away, but just like a good parent, he never stops loving us." And I still want prayers for a very close friend of all of ours. Prayers for her and her family. And she's been in the hospital a month, almost a month and a half. She's pushing through, but it has to be unspoken. It has to be an unspoken request. So, she's kind of in a medical induced. It was a coma state, but now they're working with her muscles and all of that. So, you know, I just have to have faith and keep praying, because she has been very remarkable in things that she has been saying. Oh, Darlene B, good morning. That Facebook user right there is Darlene B. Good morning, my love. Kevin and my superwoman, I think. Wonder Woman's what Kevin calls her, because she can tend to the animals outside. She does it all. She does it all. But yeah, our friend will be restored. And it's just bad sometimes that people don't listen, or doctors don't listen. Oh, hush, Dwayne. It's your favorite fake redhead on YouTube. Redhead in a box. Oh. But yeah. My friend's daughter's with her, and she will be playing this for our friend. But God's going to bring her back. I know it. We just it's been touch and go. Within our group, we have had some very much heartbreak, and we've lost people. We've almost lost people, And it was like, since MawMaw, I thought last year would just stop, but it hasn't. And we just had to push through.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Norgus. How
Good
are you?
morning. I am making it, Diana. I'm making it. The doctor just said eat salty potato chips. No, we threw those out.
Well, I've kind of missed a lot because I've been gone and I was at the beach. And what was going on with you? You had some major health issues, or what was
Yeah,
going
we
on?
just a lot of sad, lost. Denise lost her husband, and then
Yes.
it
Oh
was
my
hard to
gosh.
get through that. And then because what hurts one of us hurts all of us.
Yes.
And and then it was a friend of ours is she's been in the hospital about 6 weeks now, and we almost lost her 2 times.
How is
Denise,
she doing? How is she doing? The one in the hospital.
she is talking, they're working with her, but in and out, because they still have to keep her sedated because of her heart. Her kidney function and all of that's not where it needs to be. She's not absorbing what she needs to. So, but they are coming in now, massaging her. They're working, trying to, where when she does start coming to, she won't be atrophied, I guess, when you're just laying there for that.
Right, your feet and everything, your
Yeah.
feet, your arms, your muscles, because they atrophy when they're not being used. Even if we lay in bed too long, we start
Yeah.
to atrophy.
But I'm sure that her daughter's got this playing, and she will ask when her daughter tells us about any of us. She responds, and so that is a big thing. But they still have to keep her where she don't get too emotional, or she doesn't get too upset, because then that
Yes.
puts pressure on her heart.
And then Denise lost her husband. I mean, that's horrible. That's just terrible to have to go through that loss and that pain. I'm doing video. I did a video yesterday called Sickness. Now I haven't put it up yet because I think I want to redo it and add some things to it. But when you go through sickness or you go through loss, I've talked a lot about loss, but when you go through sickness, people don't understand. It's a journey. Your whole life stops. Everything stops and is focused around that sickness in order to get through it. And you also, on the good end of the note, which is, if you think about, can sickness be good? You meet people on that journey that you never would have. You relate to people. You find people that are also going on that journey too.
I wouldn't have met any of you guys had
Yeah.
I not been if I had not been disabled. I would not have met any
Yeah.
of you guys.
You meet people on your journey. Now, I'm not saying we want to be sick to meet people. I'm not saying that. But, life, we can't always control what happens to us, whether it's loss, like what Denise has gone through, whether it's sickness, like our friend is going through. Whatever we go through, we meet people on that journey. And, none of us is immune. People think, oh, well, that person, they'll never have loss or they'll never have sickness. None of us are immune.
No.
None of us.
And it helps. It helps when
I'll be right back. I have the Terminex man here now. I just had the septic man. I'll be back. Okay. I'll be back.
All right. I know, Dwayne. But look, she did giggle. LizzAnn sent her a funny video, and I was told she giggled, and she says first time she's heard her mom giggle or laugh. So, and it just brightened my day when I read that. So, we are going to get through this. I want to read, let me see. Let me find where, all right. I want to read this scripture. It was part of the, come up on my phone. Uh-oh, my froze. Okay, come up on my phone as my, scripture of the day. It says so that there should be no division in the body, but that its parts should have equal concern for each other. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. 1 Corinthians 12:25-27. Hey there, Derek. So that is so appropriate because, we all try to lift each other up, and when we're sad, or we've had joy, we've had sadness, and it's all love. And so, yeah, I'm up here now, and that's why I've always told everybody, the girls, we're still one unit. We are still connected. But with Traci now today she got a grandson, and LizzAnn has her grandkids today. But with LizzAnn's got to get her sleeping right. Traci has next Monday is her surgery for to take out the old spinal lead, and then the 2 weeks she gets a new unit placed back in. So I know that isn't it, Monique? It's wonderful. So Traci needs some kind of relief. It has been really, really hard for her. And so you guys, when you pray for Traci, pray for her fear of for surgery. All right, Derek. Derek said he's getting ready to move. Be careful. So yeah, Traci's scared. Anything could happen. Any surgery's bad, but this one has to do with her spinal cord. But and then our other friend, as Dwayne calls her, Thunder from Down Under, she is talking. When she is, as her daughter says, off with the fairies, when her mom is kind of just talking, and she's asked me what her mom's talking about, there is a journey that she has gone through that is amazing. It is amazing. And I've got to go through all of mine and her daughter's messages to one another. And all of these things that she has been going through and saying in her sleep version has been the most amazing thing to share, to be shared with us. And I've always interpreted to her daughter what they mean. But yes, you did. I will tell her to tell her mom that. And, I've heard of people that have said that they can remember what they saw. They were in a different place and it seemed like paradise and all this. Well, where she has gone, there have been battles. She has picked up her sword and her shield. And she has said, no, you are not my God. I have one true God. And she has absolutely, yes, Monique said, she has been on the battlefield. She has been in battle. And the things that she has said has been amazing of what she has been seeing. And I believe that. I absolutely believe that it's a biblical thing going on, that is meant to not only when she comes fully back, that she'll know what she was going through, but to explain to her daughter. But it has enriched, I guess is the word. It has enriched each of Monique and Traci and Sandy and, Traci and Liz. It has been amazing for each one of us to witness this. I really believe it's going to be, it's her story. It is most definitely her story. And that's why I want to be sure to not lose any of it. Because sometimes on Facebook, like we talked about, you can only go so far back. So I don't want it forgotten. I want her to be able to realize what was going on. And so even though I haven't been on here, I would want to get on here and I'd be, I wouldn't. But on some days, I didn't even have a chance to talk to anybody, Some days me and her daughter would be back and forth, because she's been sitting there by her mom's side this whole time. And it helped me. It has helped me to learn her. Then she opened up to the other ladies in the group. And this girl's 21, I believe. A young girl sitting by her mom's side. And so, there's times that I knew it was for me and her to be able to have the whole day of talking back and forth. Hey, Michelle. Michelle Schleppner. I always say it wrong. I'm going to quit saying the last name, Michelle. Michelle popped in on Facebook. What's Hueytown? What is Hueytown? I don't know where that's at. Yeah, I don't know where Huey. Oh, Alabama. But yeah, I kind of want to do that person a book, do her a visual book, find pictures, Good morning, Willow. Good morning. Good morning. There's even one picture that I sent her daughter, and it's of the. Let me pull it up. Let me see. All right, let me see if I can pull it up. What? Okay. I will wait. Anyway, it's of the picture is of a warrior woman with her shield. She's with her shield and her sword. And I sent that to the daughter. I sent it to the daughter. And I told her, I said, that's your mom. I said, that's what your mom's doing in that spiritual realm. I said, she does. She's got her sword and her shield. And she's in a battle. And she'll come through it. I know she is. But there was a time that yes, a double-edged sword. but you know what started out, no, you can't have me. There's only one true God, and you're not my God. And she even mentioned she said her mom kept talking about a tree and fruit and cutting away the branches, and she didn't know what that was. So what I did, I found the scriptures and sent her. I said, that's biblical too. I said, because if we do not produce fruit, I said, a fruit tree has to be pruned. And so what the dead branches are cut away. And I said, so that's what she's talking about. And yes, that was basically what she was saying when she first started mumbling or saying few things in her within the kind of induced coma. I know a lot of people say, oh, that's the morphine, that's this, and this. No, you don't get that. You don't bring out that much scriptural stuff. So it really, I know what she's talking about. So it's been a journey with me and her daughter, and I've loved it. I've always, because of her, loved her children too, even though I've never met them except on FaceTime. But I've never got to meet that daughter on FaceTime. But she said her mom has talked about us so much. So she was comfortable, and now she's reaching out to the other women, and that's wonderful. That is wonderful. So we never know what God has for us to do. I felt bad about not being on here. But yet I did not know that I would be needed for that. I didn't know. But Dwayne Keevan's been right with you about, I told him last night, well, I need to get in there and set up for tomorrow. Well, don't do it if you ain't going to be on there. So he's been telling me you need to get back on. So here I am. And I've missed everybody. All of you guys. And for those of you that have sent me, sent messages to me. Oh, hey, Cricket. Good morning. Those of you that have sent me emails, I've gotten emails and messages, and some of them kind of, let me see, some of them kind of like, from some people, kind of straightforward. Listen, have you just quit? I have not quit. Some of it was just sadness. I couldn't come on, and some of it was my body, being tired, and it's not good when you get up and you walk across the floor and you just about pass out, and then comes the headache. So some of it has been my my health, and I can't stand that. I absolutely can't stand not to feel like getting on here and talking. And yes, Dwayne, just like I told Lizz this morning, yes, there's times I run out of something to say. There's sometimes I get tired of talking. Not that my husband knows. Cricket, it's been a hot minute. But heck, it's been a hot minute since I've been doing this every day. And even Willow, I think I saw Willow on Sandy's. Me and Keevan jumped in on Sandy's late one evening. And I saw Willow. All right, Dwayne, pick yourself up off the floor laughing at me that I get tired of talking. You guys, if I'm manic, I ever get manic, And a lot of you'll know what that means just because I ramble, you know. And it's funny because my friend's daughter, she said, I'm sorry, but I tend to ramble sometimes. And I laughed. I said, girl, I do too. I said, I do too. I said, sometimes when I go in Casey's room and I start talking to him and I'm just talking. I said, he'll stop me and he'll say, Mom, you know, I love you. But you're really making me want to stab my eyeball right now. She said, that sounds like something Mom would say. But so I do tend to ramble or get overly excited. And oh, Willow. Oh, Willow. Yeah. Sinus and lung infection. Mm-mm. Cricket and Willow, you guys pray. Traci is Traci she'll have Monday, a week from today, she'll have surgery to take her spinal simulator lead out. That's been in there, I think, 10 years. And then a week later, she's going to have a new one put in. And we're praying that all goes well because she's very worried about it. You know, she's scared with this. She really is. So she needs extra prayers, you guys. Yes. I know. Look, you know, I still have the little hamster rolling around in there. Yeah. Pat is still up there on the wheel, but sometimes Pat is just like kind of, when I kind of black out and wobble over, Pat's kind of falls off the wheel too. But it was very embarrassing the other day when I was having my taxes finished up and I was on the phone with H&R Block. And Kevin had to get me back to the bed, and I had to apologize to the lady because I was like, I couldn't even think, and it took me a minute. She said, "No, that's okay. Just get fixed, and we'll finish our discussion." And then when she told me how much was getting back, well, my goodness, then I didn't believe that. I had to get Kevin to tell me. First year we ain't never had to pay. It seems like been paying the IRS and state taxes forever. And I feel like the IRS is going to be like, wait a minute, those are those people. Oh, thank you, Willow. Yeah, we've all just moved on. I mean, we keep going, but it doesn't mean that I haven't missed, like Terry said, my family here, which is you guys, I've missed all of you guys too, because I always get more out of it when I'm on here with you guys. It makes me feel so much better. See, oh no, I don't have anybody to fill the gaps. You guys tell me, because I'm awful with names. Some of you guys know that. I think when I was at my sister-in-law Karen's birthday party Saturday night, it started at 10:30 at night, and that's usually my bedtime, but it was her 50th birthday, and she needed us to be there, and she needed happy. There's been too much sad, and she needed happy. But one of Keevan's cousins, I kept calling her sister's name. And she said, "That's all right. It happens all the time." I said, "I know, but I'm so sorry. And I'm terrible about that." But there is the woman in the jewelry community. You guys, please tell me. I got your number, Dwayne. I got your number. Who is the woman that passed recently in the jewelry community? Because Cricket, I just say family. We're all family. That's what Terry told me. He said, "Come back, Norgus." He said, "We're your family." And he said, "We'll be your backbone. We'll be here for you, and you lean on us." And it made me cry when I read it. Susan Gill, you guys, Susan Gill. And Casey updated me on that. On the fact that, well, all right, I'm going to talk to my messenger. Well, since she's listening, you tell her Mothership said he saw her naked butt. So he saw her naked butt, and she knows what that means. So, but yes, Susan passed away, and Casey told me, that was tragic, that somebody lives alone and they're sick. And I really feel like the doctors dropped the ball on that one. And I don't even know how many more out there they did. I still believe I had that back in, I think about July of last year. And somebody said a lot of people are getting false negatives, but the doctor treated me as though I did have it. And I'm still having chest issues. I'm still, having those issues. Sometimes I'm having to do my inhaler, and I used to never have to do that. But when, like, sitting up here talking like I am now, I get tired in my chest. And Monique, I'll be able to tell you what happened. I just I don't feel right giving all of it on here. But yeah. One thing I do have to say, when the December before last, when me, Casey, and Kevin got so sick, MawMaw never caught it. Then when I got it again in July, and I tried to stay in my bedroom away from MawMaw, she never caught that. That wasn't what God intended. He didn't intend for MawMaw to get that, so she didn't. But I still have. See? Yeah. And I'm still having some nights I have to sleep. Sitting up in my bed, and thank goodness we got the bed that raises, because I wouldn't have enough pillows to raise me up. If Casey heard me now, he'd tell me, "Mom, you need to do your inhaler." But I'm just glad that God got me up this morning. And every morning when I don't come on, you guys, I think of, I feel like a failure. I really do. There's times I feel like, I've just failed all of you guys out there. But then I think, okay, this was what I was meant to do today, is be on standby. Be on standby. Or spend the day, me and Denise, on FaceTime. Or be on FaceTime with, maybe Traci as long as she could. Or with Monique. We can't figure out how Monique can come up here because she's with her phone. And StreamYard's not really phone friendly. It really isn't. But there's sometimes as ladies we will talk an hour, and we've got screenshots to show it. Sometimes we just go through all the filters. And I'm like, here we are, a bunch of 50, well, I think Monique's younger, but us 50-year-olds, love you too, Monique. But here we are as 50-something. We're doing all these filtered pictures and laughing like kids. These little old teenagers don't have nothing on us about using these filters. But I do. I take a lot of screenshots of them. My phone is full of them. Oh, I forgot. Okay. The hen house. Yes. The hen house. And what's so funny is whenever we do, it was MawMaw's in with that. We used to, when MawMaw was in the hospital, I started this where we could see MawMaw. Oh, I do that sometimes, Willow. I'll have to. And so still when we'll FaceTime, it'll say, Fran is busy. And every time it pops up, we'll be like, oh, MawMaw, we know you're up there doing your rapping with the angels, teaching those angels that rapping. We know what you're doing, MawMaw. So I didn't take that off. Oh, okay. Hello? Hey. Casey went to Kroger, but I'm online. Let me call you back when I get offline. All right, I love you. See, sometimes I can go ahead and take it because I'll have somebody else that can do the talking, but let me see. I'll call them back. But yeah, I always love when MawMaw's name pops up. And then if I go get Dunkin' Donuts, you guys, I get iced coffee sometimes, and I have my regular order. And then there's one, it says mine and MawMaw's jam, because if me and her ever had to go somewhere, I'd say, I'm going through Dunkin' Donuts and get us a coffee. And I knew she liked the caramel macchiato, and I'd get another kind. So I'm not taking that off. I love that pops up sometimes, and it makes me smile. So the sad is gone. And for those of you that didn't know, mostly me, I painted MawMaw's room, and that is our room now. So I love it in there. And I think that sometimes I don't get on the phone, and I don't turn the TV on. Sometimes I just like to lay back there. And I know where MawMaw's at, and I know she cannot hear me, but I talk to her. I do. Sometimes I'll say, MawMaw, look at this bedroom. Isn't it pretty? And I sure do miss you. That's what I tell her. But, it's still her room. It's comforting. Yes. Thank you, Monique. See, Monique knows me by now, Sanctuary. And I knew that once I got back there and painted it and all that, I knew that it was going to make me feel better, because it was not meant to be silent in that room. And I still have a problem, you guys, with silence. And me and Kevin, I know he has to get up early in the mornings, so the TV bothers him. Oh, John. Hey there, John. John signed in on Facebook, sitting with his mom at care facility. He's going to send me a picture of Little Miss dance recital. He knows I love Kendall. Kendall's a little adult woman. She is an adult in a kid's body. That's John McCormick, you guys. Everybody knows John. And yes, I love pictures of Kendall, and she's growing up too fast. But yes, I love it back there. But I don't like silence. They're throwing you out some love there, John. I don't like the silence back there because when we would go to sleep, Kevin would go to sleep first, and I might have the TV down low in our bedroom back then, or I'd have to cut the TV off, and I'd always hear Mama always would either be still on the computer talking, and even when she went to bed, Lifetime stayed on. So there was always something in the background. And when there was no sound back there, it really bothered me. So sometimes it don't bother me, but sometimes when the silence, I gotta pick this up and show you guys. Come here, Callie. Come here. You guys remember MawMaw's Callie? Come here. Come here. All right, let me see if I can. Oh my gosh. You guys remember how skinny Callie was? Oh my gosh, you guys. I know, but I just want to show off your fatness. This is huge. Go on, Bailey. She'll scratch you up. But this is MawMaw's Callie girl. MawMaw didn't get to see her turn into a fat chunk. Bailey, you better back off. Callie does not play when it comes to Bailey. Bailey, leave her alone. I ain't got to worry about it. But MawMaw did not get to see Callie turn into this huge cat. Oh, and she's so funny. She's Callie's just different because she was. Oh, Monique, you hadn't seen her either, have you? Since she was a year old, we thought she was a kitten, but no, she's a year old when we got her. So she was feral, and she still has funny ways. But she blew up. And I'm going to lay in the floor one day with my camera and catch her running down the hallway because she's got petite back legs. And then her waddle, she to and fro, just like that. Hey, Beth, good morning. But she is so funny because she hides under things. She does not go, she's not like our other cat that we've gotten since she was a tiny kitten. She will jump on high things. Hey, Cece. Good morning. I get to see all you guys that I hadn't seen in a while. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Thank you, guys. But the other cat, she goes high up. She gets on cabinets, and anything the higher, the better. Well, Callie's not coordinated like most cats. She could barely jump on my bed. All right, Willow. Let me know how it goes. You better not be eating cat food. Get your tail in there. Our cats eat the dog's food, and the dog wants the cat food. Yes, I guess so. I thought all cats like climbing high. Willow, if God's willing, I'll be here tomorrow. But you have a safe trip to the doctor. So yes, she used to, when we first seen Callie, she was hiding under my she shed that messed up in the backyard. Tree hit my she shed, and we haven't tore it down yet. So that's where she was living. Beth hanging in and hanging out today with one another. We have one of our sisters and one of our loved ones, her daughter's playing this, letting her listen. I don't know how long she'll be able to listen because she's not doing well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Dwayne. I just got a message from Miss. She's gone back to sleep, but she said, "Who let Dwayne out of the corner?" And she went back to sleep with a slight smile on her face. You guys, when somebody goes from a coma state, and that lets you know that no matter how much the medicine puts her back to sleep, she still got it up here, you guys. She still has it up here. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't know to say that about putting who let Dwayne out of the corner. So you guys, just all will be known at one point. But you know, some people, you can't let others know they're in the hospital. But we almost lost this person twice, and I grieved way before they went in the hospital. I prayed and prayed and grieved and prayed. And it was like I was watching my daughter just wasting away. So that makes me so happy. I needed that this morning for her to say that, Dwayne. I see you were supposed to be here. You were supposed to be here. So we got that smart aleck remark. And that means a lot. Yes, it's all going to come out for God's glory, like Monique said. And there's those that we know. I know where they're at. You know, MawMaw and Alvin, Denise's husband. I got to dream about him. I was so excited I got to dream about him. I dreamed me and Denise were FaceTiming, and he was okay, Diana. But I had this dream, and Denise said, Darlene said, "Good morning, honey." And he said, "Morning, honey," as he walked out the door. And that was so wonderful for me. Oh, you're busy, you guys. Diana's busy this morning. But to have that dream of him and get to hear his voice, he used to always say that, "Morning, honey." So I know where he's at too. One moment one foot was in the living room, and then the next foot he stepped on over to glory, because it was that fast. So I know where he's at. And I thank God that he brought Denise back to us. I know. Couldn't have lost Denise too. They say God don't put more than we can bear. And he doesn't. I know it feels like it sometimes, but And also, there's nothing that we go through that he didn't go through himself. He cried. Jesus cried, you know. That's what I told somebody. I said, there's nothing wrong with crying and being sad. I said, Jesus wept. I said, you know, Jesus felt let down by his disciples. He, you know, when before he come home for Lazarus, that was his family friend, you know, and he knew he was dead. So there's no emotions that we go through that Jesus didn't go through himself. And so we have to think of it that way. And I did pick the scripture this morning, that the Lord stood with me and gave me strength. And yes, yes. You know, he even did ask for the cup to be taken from him. You know, so all of those things, you know, we go through. And just like with my daughter, you know, I cried out to God, and you know, and God answered, and she went ahead and accepted God's help. That's what she did. She accepted God's help. And one day she'll be able to tell her story. And it will be her story to tell. Yep. He prayed so hard it said he sweated blood. So, you guys, it is almost an hour and a half. And I've been sitting here and I'm starting to kind of go from side to side because I have had sciatic nerve pain in my back right leg, well, all the way down my leg. So the longer I sit here, the worse it's going to be once I get up and start moving around. Yep, it's going to be her story to tell to help others. And that's why I told her, I said, if you don't remember but one thing that Mama said, remember, because some other person's going to need to hear this. It takes more strength to admit your weakness. I said, so remember that one, because it is hard. We all want to be strong, and I'm told that I'm strong. And a lot of times people see something that I don't feel. Because sometimes and recently I have just wanted to hide out and stay in the bed and not want to have to think about stuff. But when I got like 3 letters in one day from Tiffany, and as I read through them, and there was nothing negative in it, all the love that was poured out of those letters really touched my soul, and it helped ease a lot of the tension and the stuff in my heart. Yep, that's right. And you know, like it's like oh, see, all right, hamster. Alex, see, that hamster just stalled on that little wheel. Like Alex told me, everybody has to hit rock bottom before they ask God for help. And, you know, it took, I guess, absolutely taking my hands off, leaving her in jail, letting her go through all of those things that God had to show her, and me just, you know, not not doing anything. Now, I'm not talking about not sending her snack money or something like that, or doing videos with her while she's in jail. No, I did that, but I didn't get her out. And the facility had to be the right one for her, and it was. So she's had to make choices. I knew the place she went in wasn't a good choice. She said she didn't think it was a good choice, but she didn't want to just quit that. But like I told her, you have choices. You have to make those determinations. I can't do it for you. And so that's what she did. And she really feels good about the choices that she has made, and always wants to make me proud. She wants me and Casey and her daddy to be proud of her again. And I told her we are. We love her. We're proud of her. And we're here for her, you know. But like I said, hour and a half. I love you guys, and just pray that I can come back on tomorrow. And I hope to see you there. And Dwayne, I'm so glad you come on, because that was the best news that I've seen all day. And anyway, I'll talk to you guys later tomorrow. Bye, you guys. Much love to you, and kisses, hugs, and much love to you.